Welcome everybody, Mike Medrell here for Traders Hideout. Live FOREX scalping session, September 16th, 2012. First, I'd like to apologize that we have been offline for about 2 weeks. I've been actually really sick 2 weeks ago for about 10 days, and now we're working really hard to get the web version, the web platform running. So hopefully we'll get that out in the next few days. We'll give people a couple of seconds to get in from YouTube, Facebook, Google+, so on and so forth. Okay, let's get started. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them on the YouTube live comment box on the top right hand side. And we're going to start with Eurodollar. Yesterday when we took a look at in the evening, things were kind of slow, and we can see that we did have a breakout towards the upside past the S1. Past the R1 yesterday, and it's been up about 60 pips. Let's bring up the 1 hour chart. This is really interesting actually here. Yeah, very nice. Yesterday we were around this level right here, which is around 70 pips. Okay, and if you recall, we actually did a down, we favored the down. We did a 3 to 2. So actually the 2 should be winning right now. Actually, you know what? I'll try to bring that up, and we'll see if those trades are running. I'll try to bring up the other one. That way you can see what's going on. Yeah. Here is the other trading account. We're actually doing really well here. Okay, that's the 20,000 units, about 100 pips up from yesterday, and right now it's right on the actual. You can see that it's turning green, meaning that the profit chaser is starting to run. So if it goes higher, this thing is just going to do its work and try to get us more profit. So right now it's on the right on the limit that we set for it. Okay, and so that's doing really well. So let me close that one up. Okay, we could have a little bit of a retracement here, but nothing nothing noteworthy. We do see this is a pretty big move for a Tuesday. I would be looking for another 30 pips or so. However, if we take a look at the 15 minutes, it does seem like we do have some sort of a downward coming up here a little bit. I'm not sure how much we're going to get. Let's see, that's 8. Okay, let's go for the upside. We're going to do a quick, I'll bring up the 5-minute chart. Okay, we're going to try to do maybe even 1 minute. Okay, we're going to go, you can see that right now it's got this movement right here. We're going to go both up and down. Okay, for those of you who are in the US and you cannot hedge, go for a direction. I would go for the upside, because just looking at these three red bars, I'm going to keep this open, 10,000 units, and I'm going to do 3 orders. I'm going to do a submit plus. Okay, and I'm going to keep this open right here. Okay, now for those of you who are not in the US, you could do a hedge if you'd like. Right now I would actually, based on this chart, I would keep it just a buy. And if it breaks this area right here and it starts going down, then we could be doing also a sell, hedging that buy. And then if it comes back up, then we'll just close those sells. But for now, it looks like we're okay on the, for now, on those buys. Okay, and I could put a little bit more. Right now, I'm only using 1% of my portfolio, so I'm going to do another Submit Plus, another 3 orders. Okay, and I'm just going to keep this open right here. And let's see. Let's bring up the pound dollar. Again, the pound getting stronger versus the dollar. Not as much as the euro. I would actually be looking for a quick scalp right here for the upside on the pound, because the pound actually has been outperforming the euro a little bit today. So I'm going to do 10,000, 2 orders, okay, and I'm going to do Submit Plus. I'm going to keep this open as well. Okay, for those of you who are not familiar with the scalping, you can see that it goes fairly quick. It's not, we don't analyze the heck out of it like we do on the normal trading session. So have a look at the other scalping sessions, get used to the speed. We do go fairly fast. The scalping sessions Monday through Fridays, generally at noon Greenwich Mean Time, 7 a.m. Eastern Time, but today we're just a little bit running behind. I had a couple of things to do. And the normal trading sessions, 10 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday to Thursday. All right, let's see if we can get something else. Maybe dollar loon. Let's try that. Dollar loon. Now this is actually disturbing, because if the euro is going up versus the dollar and the pound is going up versus the dollar, so should the CAD. And this is going exactly the other way, because Canada is an oil producer, and I would actually be looking right here for about 10 pip downward movement. This is not making sense to me at all, unless there was some news with the loon, but I don't think there was from what I'm looking at on my real-time news. So I'm actually going to be placing a sell here. Okay, 10,000 units. 2 orders, and I'm going to do Submit Plus. Okay, I'm going to keep this chart open. Again, notice all my quick orders. Okay, they're all here. They're all ready, just in case I do need to do a hedge. Okay, they're all ready. Okay, this is where multi-screen really helps. Have a look at the multi-screen video where I talk about the actual setups. Very, very useful. These days you can get monitors for like 20 bucks. Even the old monitors, and the graphic cards are really cheap. The old ones, you can get them for, I don't know, $5-10 bucks probably. So you could set up at least 2 monitors really cheap these days. And I want to thank Brad for sending in his setup of the multi-monitor. You know what? I'll try to bring that up here. Just a sec. And that way you can see it. This is really useful. He does use all the screens really well. Just give me a second here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, you can see that, Brad, if you're watching, I hope it's okay that I'm showing this. The way that he's got it set up, you can see that on the main screen right here, actually you can't see that. There you go, it's a little bit better. Okay, I'll just move myself out here. There we go. You can see that the way that he has it set up, Okay, he's got the main charts on the outsides, okay, whatever charts he uses with the statistics on each one, and he's got the clear view for those charts showing here as well. So he's got a bird's eye view of everything that's going on. Okay, now, as you can see, Brad's got 6 monitors. He's got a very nice setup, very tidy. Okay, much tidier than me. I guess he's a clean freak. I'm definitely not. My desk is a mess most of the time. But this is one of the setups. Actually, Brad and I, we also have the same monitors, which is those monitors are actually out of production. So we try to get more of these. You can daisy chain up to 9 altogether. It's the LG LW206, I think. So, okay, which is really cool. So you don't need any special cards or anything like that. Okay, so that's a very handy setup when you're doing scalping, because you got everything at the fingertips. Okay, so all right. Okay, right now we got about 1 pip. Right now here we're break even on these, and the pound dollar we got about 2 pips. I'm gonna wait for a couple more pips. Hopefully we can scalp a little bit more. Remember, scalping is not about getting the 30, 40, 50 pips. That's not what scalping is about. Scalping is about getting in and out. Okay, just make your money a little bit and get out. Okay, and don't worry about the brokers. If I have to worry about my brokers, obviously I have to pay for the spread, right? So here's the analogy. When you do your scalping, say for example on the euro dollar you got to pay 2 or 3 pips. Okay, right now the euro dollar on the trader side of platform this whole month is only 1 pip spread. We got a special that we managed to get with one of the brokers. So even if you have to pay for the 2 pips and you make 3 pips, well, that's okay. You made money. Don't worry about those 2 pips, because that analogy, that way of thinking would be exactly the same if you had 10 pips or 20 pips, and you're going to say, well, I paid 2 pips or 3 pips for my spread, and you're going to start saying to yourself, well, those 20 pips are not enough. Okay, that's not how it works. Remember, everything is based on the rule of 72. If you're able to get 3 pips, 4 pips, and make 10, 12, I don't know, 15%, even 6 or 8%, make 6%, have 72 divided by 6 on the rule of 72 is 12. Have 12 trades, and you're going to double the money that you've had invested in those trades. So remember, it's all about the rule of 72 at the end of the day. All right, so that's right. Let's see if we got anything else. Maybe the Euro Aussie would be interesting. Let's have a quick look. There you go. Euro versus the Aussie, 27 pips up. Interesting. Let's bring up the 1 hour chart. Yeah, we did break a new high. We did break a new high. I would be going for the upside here on the euro. Okay, this might be a little bit of an intraday, but that's okay. 10,000 units, 2 trades, and I'm going to do a submit plus. Actually, I can do a submit. I don't really need this. Okay, on the Euro Aussie, because until the Aussie opens up, I think that we're going to start. We're going to see the Euro getting stronger versus the Aussie. When we get to the evening session, I think we're going to start getting a pretty good way back on the Aussie. They're going to try to do a rally on the way back. Let's see the Euro Pound, what that looks like. Okay, notice how the Euro Pound is fairly stable, but it did go up, the Euro versus the Pound. And remember, I was telling you that the Pound versus the Euro was doing a little bit better. And you can see that in the last 45 minutes that the Pound is not giving up. Okay, and this is one of the reasons why that trade on the dollar pound, sorry, the pound dollar, there it is right here. Okay, that pound dollar should be outperforming the euro dollar, and it is now. Okay, now it's catching up, so we should be able to see this a little bit higher. Okay, and you can see we got 5 pips here, 6%. Okay, on the pound dollar, I'm going to close these up at 6.5%, 6.3%, 6.9%. Let's see what we got out of those. Okay, 5.7, 6.2%. Sorry, 6.9 and 6.3%. Okay, you're gonna say, hey Mike, what's 6%? Well, put 6%. Use the rule of 72, and that's, you know, don't look at the dollars, because if you look at the dollars, you're gonna end up losing. If you recall, okay, in less than 30 trading days, we managed to be up from $15,171, so around $2,000. So if you bring that up, that's 10%, and we only do a half an hour session every day when we trade. So this is really good, and it's all because we're going for those small, consistent. Okay, this is the big thing. You got to be consistent. Okay, you got 9% here, 9% here. I'm going to close these as well. Okay, and they add up. They just simply add up. Okay, and you can see it time and time again on the videos that there are days that we get 70% win ratios, 80% win ratios. The losses are like 1 or 2 pips, and the wins are 6, 7, 8 pips maybe sometimes, but it all works out to be between 6 and 8% on the average per trade, and that's what's making the money. So you got to stop thinking pips. You got to start thinking percentages. Okay, really, really important. So hopefully that works out. And look at that, we got 5 pips here. I'm going to close these up at 6%. Okay, and these just dropped now to 4%. Let's see if we got in time. Yeah, we did. We did get in. We got out. Sorry, we got out in time at 6% each. Okay, so you can see that the average here is around 6.5 to 7%, and we got ourselves 7 deals already. Okay, and remember the rule of 72 on the compound interest. Okay, so based on this, if we have about 14 trades that are winning 6% on the average, we're going to double the money that we've invested in the actual trades. Okay, so it adds up. Okay, if you start adding these up, you got 11 bucks, 20 bucks, 30 bucks, $36. Okay, and you're going to say, well, hey, you know what? Now this is starting to be much nicer. It's not 5 bucks or 4 bucks, it's 36 bucks. And that's what it's all about. It adds up really quickly. Okay, the name of the game in scalping is to get in and get out. And most people just have a really hard time. Look at that, 10.5%. I'm going to close these. Okay, and we're going to call this, I'm just going to close these up at 2%. We're going to close this session on a note that we're 12 for 12. Okay, and if you want to add up, okay, you got 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 some odd dollars in about 15 minutes. That's pretty darn nice. Now, you weren't thinking that at the beginning of the scalping session, but when you take a look at all this stuff, you can see that it works out really, really well. Okay, remember we talked about the dollar loon, and we said that the loon should be going down, and look at that, it did go down, and that's what made us those quick pips. Okay, because the loon should be outperforming the dollar based on all the other chart. It's lagging the other one. There's actually still about 10 to 15 pips that, well, based on this chart, there's around 5 to 7 pips that could be made on the downside. Okay, so there you have it. Well, again, it worked out that we're 12 for 12, which is it's unusual. Remember, we had another day that we were all for all, and this one again turns out to be all for all, 12 for 12. Okay, so we got 0 open trades. Everything that we opened closed up, no pending, 12 closed, and overall, we did really nice. We got about an average of around 7.5 to 8% on all these trades. Okay, it works out really well, and we didn't work that hard, did we? We just opened up some, and we closed them up fairly quickly. And notice that the gut reaction is, hey, Mike, you know what? You closed them too quick. Well, you know what? I just put money in my pocket. I just made 65 bucks or $70 or $60 or whatever it is. And I didn't work hard for it. Obviously the timing is really, really important. You got to know how to read these. Okay, so it might look easy, but scalping, it's an art and a science. You got to understand the market. You got to know what you got yourself into. And that's why we got the lesson. So, there's obviously the hedging, then there's scalping, and today we didn't hedge, but it worked out really well. So hopefully I'll see you this evening at 10 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the normal session, and the next scalping session is tomorrow, 12 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. This is Mike Metherow for Traders Hideout. May the profits be with you. Have a super day. Bye for now.